Oh, I'm having such an awesome day today, man. I found a new pen on the floor of the Mexican restaurant where I was getting a shrimp burrito. So, yes, last night I saw Hercules. I didn't even know that there was a new Hercules movie out. I realized later that, oh yeah, I had seen the previews for this, but they were really, really forgettable previews. And the movie Hercules was a kind of a forgettable movie as well. I wish that I had seen one of those other movies that's out right now, like The Wolf of Wall Street. Um, thing about Hercules, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I thought. I mean, there wasn't even a single scene where I was like, "Oh, what shitty writing," or, what crappy acting you did there, or what horrible CGI. Nothing. There was no scene that had any standout, really, really bad stuff. Some of the fighting was a little bit too lame. Um, but the problem with the movie was it just didn't bring anything new either. The whole thing reminded me of stuff I've seen before. If you've seen 300 and you've seen Gladiator and you've seen maybe Clash of the Titans and maybe a few other movies, there's superhero movies or God movies, which I consider the same genre, superhero slash God. Um, unless it's trying really hard to be a legitimate historical fiction, which I don't think movies like this are. I think they're taking place in a fictional universe that's kind of inspired by ancient Greece and ancient Greek mythology, but is not at all. Anyway, so have you seen those movies? You've seen this one. Had a lot of Gladiator, had a lot of 300. Nothing new. No actors I had heard of. This movie, there's no wonder, I'm not going to remember this movie next year. And the weird thing about it was when we got to the movie theater, the previews didn't match. Normally, you expect to get a certain type of preview for a certain type of movie, right? We're in there, and we're seeing previews for chick flicks. We're seeing previews for movies, which had a lot of female characters and no fighting. And we were almost like, wait a minute, are we in the right theater here? Because we're trying to watch Gladiator. Now, the plot of the movie is that Gladiator. Wait a minute, Gladiator. So the plot of Hercules is that the title character is the bastard son of a queen and the god Zeus, who likes to sleep around with mortal women, producing half god children. And in this case, he has an older brother, and he has a father who's a warlord. And the older brother is kind of a pathetic, uh, kind of puny kind of character, but not evil. But you know that they're setting it up so that the tension will be that the father, of course, really wants his actual son to inherit the kingdom, not the son that is really the son of Zeus. But he knows that the whole thing is going wrong from the beginning because his younger bastard son is just outclassing the proper heir the whole time. And you know that this can only build to one climax. He's going to have to kill his dad and his brother unless they team up to kill him, which sucks. So I consider that climax to be pretty obvious, so that's why I'm not calling this a spoiler. But the best line in the whole film is, and finally he is fighting his dad, and his older brother has a chance to save his dad's life um, by taking a hostage, and his dad says to his older brother, "Well, maybe you're not a complete disappointment after all." Just a hilarious line. Movie had no really, really terrible lines and nothing wrong with it, but the whole thing reminded me of something else. I'm like, now I'm watching Gladiator. Now I'm watching 300. There was even one part which I thought reminded me of the Hulk. I'm like, yeah, I was just expecting him to turn green and grow bigger at one point. And his goddad is no help at all. He keeps on getting himself into a bind, and it's like, Zeus, are you not watching this? Yeah, he could throw one lightning. He helps him out sometimes, but for most of the movie, it's like, yeah, you're on your own. Your dad's a god, but he left you high and dry. Oh yeah, that's another obvious comparison. Passion of the Christ. Yeah, there's a lot of Jesus allegory in it, and nothing new. But solid performances by the actors. It's a good movie. Go see it. It's Hercules.